What's up, everybody? So today what I'm going to be doing is replacing my alternator. My alternator is fine, but I'm putting a more powerful one in because of the stuff that I have in my car. So alternator is down there. This is the alternator that will be going in. I had to get a different belt because the pulley is actually smaller. I'll share links to where I got it from in the description. For now, let's get to it. I'm gonna get underneath this baby. I do have D2 coilovers with a bag kit, so yes, my car is bagged, and I haven't been under here in a minute. I know I have an oil leak, so yeah, I'm gonna have to deal with that again. It was, I thought, fixed, but obviously not. All right, so first things first, there's the alternator. I already removed splash guard under here. So, I mean, when you remove those, remove your plastic stuff that protects your motor and the alternator, obviously. And then once you get here, there is your power wire, and then behind that, there it is. There's a plug. You have to reach up there and unplug that. There should be a little tab that you push in and then pull it out, and then you remove your power, and you have to pull the alternator off that way. So you take this one out, just the nut comes off this way, and then the bolt goes out that way, which on the previous one I did, I hit right here. So there's a way around that, but I'm gonna get to it. Right now I'm just looking at it, see what I'm gonna need and what I'm gonna do. What the procedure is, we'll show everything step by step as I do it. So stay tuned. Power cable is off. Put it over here for now. Stretch it a little bit and just stuck it over here so it's out of the way. Might have to move it later some more, depending on how I maneuver this alternator out of here. It is a 10mm bolt. Get that off first, so that way you can take this plug off, which that's probably the hardest part because I got big hands, so to get up in here and unplug this, it's kind of hard. Not that hard though, but once you got that out of the way, you can get up in there. It's just a little tab you push in, and once you, I think you just squeeze it back here. Yeah, you push it in with your finger and pull out at the same time, and it comes right off. So once those two are off, then it's just your bolts, which is this one right here, right there, and then there's one on the top that you can't see, but you can feel it. Yeah, it's all up in there. I mean, my arm is almost elbow deep. It's all the way up there, so I'll show y'all how to do that next. So I got the nut off, which was right there. Pulled out the bolt a little bit. The nut is 15mm, and then the bolt is 13mm. Don't know why they're different, but I'm sure somebody knows. So as I was thinking, the bolt hits the sway bar, so it's not able to come all the way out, and you have to get it all the way out in order to get the alternator out. So you run into this problem, you're thinking, what the hell do I do? Because obviously you can't bend the bolt or break it or cut it unless you're gonna go buy a new one, which don't recommend to cut it, because you have a perfectly good one right here. You just gotta figure out how to get it out, right? The last car I did, I didn't have to do this. For some reason it just came right out. It's weird. But this one, and most people have to deal with this. So there is something you can do to pop it right out. So it just needs to move up a little bit. Man, just a little bit. It's annoying as hell. And the first time I dealt with this, I didn't know what the hell to do. So somehow came up with the idea that I'm going to show y'all right now. So what I came up with, I think there's another video out there suggesting it. To me, it wasn't the best video because they didn't really show you how to do it. They just explained it a little bit. So I'm going to show y'all how to do it. Like I said, excuse the mess. Try to zoom out a little bit. So what you have to do is very carefully put a jack under here. And what you're going to do is put it on the oil pan and jack up the motor. It is bolted on. The motor is bolted right there. But there is a little bit of play. And like I said, that bolt just needs a little bit. Please don't just put the jack straight on the oil pan because you will dent it and possibly crack it. So that's why I'm using this block of wood that I found in my garage, which I'm surprised. I gotta hide my blocks of wood because I have a wife that's a pyro, and she sees wood, she puts it in her fire pit and burns it. Hopefully she doesn't watch this video the whole way through. If she does, I'm sorry. I love you, boo-boo. But yeah, so here we go. It shouldn't need much pressure. I am under here, and I'm gonna try to jack it up upside down. Maybe I'll use my leg. I'm not gonna show y'all that because it's kind of stupid looking, but so here we go. Eye on the bolt. I do have the car on jack stand, so hopefully it doesn't affect it too much. All right, here we go. Yeah, I didn't see that. All right, here we go again. Try to use the camera to... Oh yeah, let's go. All right, this should be good enough. Get a little bit of wiggle room. Oh, come on, you're out. You're out. Come on, you're out. There we go. Just gotta wiggle it a little bit. Sorry about the focusing in and out, but there we go. All right, now to show y'all how I got the top bolt. I looked for other videos. I could not find one single video that had the top bolt. I found one that had the size, so that was helpful. The other video that I saw about removing the alternator, they skipped the hardest parts, which I understand why, because to get to this bolt, I had to find my inner piece. Cussed a little bit. I tried multiple tools. Finally, I found a combination that worked for me. Hopefully, it works for you guys. Smallest wrench, smallest socket, a little extender. So I'm gonna pop it out. I got it loosened up now. So we got this little boy. A 1/4 wrench, a little baby extender, and the socket. So put that in there. It barely fits. So I couldn't use anything big because there's not much room. Got it in there. That's about how it fits. So going this way with my hand, I was able to get around to the alternator and kind of feel where it is on this side, and then guide the socket in. You can get your fingers on the bolt going up through here. So with my right hand, I grab the socket wrench and guided it with this hand with the fingers onto the bolt, because the wire harness is right there, so it's really hard to get it on. So you need both hands to get up in there. Once it's on there, that is a little wrench, so it's not very easy to put a lot of pressure on it. So you're gonna need a breaker bar, which I normally use my jack extender. So take that off, and I rolled over there, but so I put that on there and then I broke it loose. Now that it's broken loose, I could just get up in there and start wrenching it off. But this is probably the hardest part. But it's one of the most frustrating, just because of space and where the damn bolt is located. But it's honestly not too hard once you have the right tools. I had to find them, so that's why I was frustrated. But hopefully I can help somebody with this video. Alright, we're gonna get that up higher. So once that's up off of there, you can pry off the alternator. I think I might be unbolting this, seeing if I can move this out of the way a little bit, but stay tuned. Alright, the alternator is loose. So there is that top freaking stud that it hangs on, and there's a nut that goes on the end of it right here. So as you can see, there's the wiring harness that's right freaking next to it. I mean, this thing is a pain in the butt. So there's a nut that goes right here on the end. So here's the wire harness, and I mean, this thing is leaning right on it. So the freaking nut, you have to like maneuver the socket onto the nut. The hardest part is just breaking it loose. Once you get it loose, I mean, you can, like I showed you, I'll get my hand up there and I just like screw it off the whole rest of the way, and then it sits on top. Once you move the alternator, it just pops off. So then the alternator, you just have to get a big flathead and stick it right under here and pry it up. You stick it right in between here and here and just pry it up, and it comes loose off the bottom. And then you just wiggle it back and forth and wiggle it off of this that way. So now to get it down, so now it's off, completely unplugged. So what I did right now, there's this AC line. I just took this off, and then I'm just going to pry this down and pull the alternator right through here. Stay tuned. Man, y'all, I am so surprised and happy. That was the easiest I've ever pulled out an alternator. This, bending this down like this, was just pulling it down. I didn't have to take that bolt off. Just pry this off right here. Pull this down with one hand as you're pulling the, so I use my right to pull this down. Right now I'm using my right to hold the phone, but I'm showing y'all. So I use my right to pull this down, have my left on the alternator, and just pulled it right down. I mean, it came right down. There's AC line right here that I pulled out of the way a little bit. I mean, you pull stuff a little bit, it ain't gonna damage it, ain't gonna hurt nothing. But this was the easiest. So I pulled it right down like this, and it just came right out. I'm trying to do this with one hand to show y'all. So comes down just like that. Comes down just like that. I didn't drop it like that, but it is not a new alternator, so putting the new one in, I'm gonna definitely be a lot more careful. But I was worried about, y'all saw at the beginning of the video, my alternator, my new one going in is brand new. It's painted. I'm excited. I just got it painted just to try to protect it, because as you see, that one is like really bad. So it's not for luck. I did paint my engine. The front cover is painted. The valve covers are painted. just for fun. I mean, I had it off anyways. The hardest part of this whole removal process was that top bolt. And I have to say, every time I do this, it's a different thing. But hopefully this video helps y'all. That's the removal. All right, so real quick, I wanted to show y'all. I put it in. It's still loose. I mean, it popped right in, man. What I wanted to show y'all was there's this little sleeve inside. When you go to put this in, it sticks out. Like you see on this side. Try to zoom in a little bit. See on this side it's sticking out. It was sticking out on this side. So now I kind of got it flush. And I'm going to show y'all how. Because it's a pain in the butt. But we might have to push it a little bit more. I thought I had enough. Anyway. So what I did, I have Milwaukee locking pliers. Got these bad boys right here. The reason you want to have Milwaukee, I don't know if any other brand has it, but I know Milwaukee does. This thing at the back. Now, I didn't really know what that was for until not that long ago. I felt kind of stupid, but not all of them have this. Basically, when you lock it, you can turn this and tighten it more. So I put it on there, locked it, and then turned that. But you want to make sure that you put the backside on the lip, not on it, because obviously you're not going to go anywhere as you tighten it. You're just going to be squeezing it. But if you put one side on the lip right here and then the other side on the actual sleeve, it'll force it that way. So that's how I got that moved up. Like and subscribe and comment and let me know what you thought about my video, man.